Okay, Ashley, can you explain to me the color wheel and how you used it to get the transformation that you came up with today?
Okay, so the color wheel is a wheel that has various colors. Across from the color is going to show you what cancels out what. So for example, today when I lifted and I used lightener in my foils in balayage technique, I noticed that I was seeing slight orange and a little bit of yellow. But I knew my ultimate desire was more of a neutral ash, so I decided to use 8 neutral. But to go back to the orange, I know from my color wheel that what cancels out orange, blue. What cancels out yellow, violet.
Okay, and why is it important, the cancellations, to know what cancel out what for somebody who don't know what pigment cancel out another one?
It's important to know what cancels out what because that's the only way you're going to be able to achieve what it is your client is asking for. The knowledge of the color wheel is very important because if I don't know, I can always go to my color wheel and it's going to show me what's going to cancel out what. I trained myself to learn the color wheel without using the color wheel because I didn't want to be one of those praying stylists that didn't know what she was doing and had to be like, oh God, help me. I wanted to know what I know, and I know knowledge is key. So me learning the color wheel and knowing what cancels out what, I particularly don't have to go to the color wheel. So if you're wanting to be a colorist, I would suggest that that's the first thing you do is learn that color wheel and what cancels out what, because as long as you know that, you'll be able to always get your desired look.
Okay, can you give us an example of what cancel out what?
Yes, so I actually came up with my whole system because one of my goals is that what I'm doing today is I want to be a teacher all the way around the world. So the way I learned it was think about the Lakers, right? I like to put stuff in layman's terms. The Lakers are purple and yellow. So I know that I know that violet cancels out yellow. I always put that in recollection with the Lakers. For if I need to cancel out orange, I always think about the Broncos. The Broncos colors are blue and orange. So that's how I remembered that. Anytime my client is pulling red and I need to cancel that, I always think about Christmas, red and green. I know if I put green in there, it's going to cancel out that red or vice versa.
And what are the level systems? Because I know you said that, but I don't exactly know what that is.
So the color level system are from a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is the darkest and 10 is the lightest.
Do those have underlying pigments that I have to take into consideration before doing color?
They do have underlying pigments. So I'm gonna give you an example. 9 is living in yellow.
Okay.
Level 6 and 7 are living in orange. So if you're orange and that person wants to not be orange, you don't want to put anything that has orange in it because it's going to intensify that orange. You want to be sure to cancel that out because 9 times out of 10, your client does not want to see orange. Even if they want to go copper. If they want to go copper, putting orange on top of orange is going to make Cheeto, and we don't want that.
Well, because you mostly work with African American hair, how do you utilize the level systems and their underlying pigment? Do you see a color often, or is it case by case?
Yes, so working with textured hair and working with a lot of African Americans, I've noticed that a lot of the underlying pigment is generally orange and yellow. Most of my clients pull orange, so I already know that 9 out of 10, that's what they're gonna pull. That's why I keep a lot of blue base toners back camera here. And I love the neutral ash, and sometimes I'll even use the green blue because sometimes we pour red as well. So I see that a lot, but the main thing I generally see is orange. So I already know blue base. Let's go ahead and knock that out.
So your client today, her natural level was
a 3-4.
Okay.
She was between a 3 and a 4. She's naturally very light.
Okay. And how did you use the level system to tone her out evenly?
So the way I used the level system to tone her out evenly today was, of course, I went in with that 10 volume because I know that I only wanted 3 to 4 levels of lift, so there's no need to lift her past that or over process her hair. And I noticed when I did her hair that I saw it looked slightly brassy, but because of the camera lightener, it actually almost looked toned without me toning it. But because I saw a little yellow, I saw a little orange. Now I could have went in with a violet and a blue and made a formula to do that, but to nip everything in one, I just went in with that 8 neutral ash because I saw levels 8 and 9, but I know for it to tone completely, I have to tone at the lowest level, which was a 8. So if I would have toned a 9, I may have still saw those unwanted tones, but with me taking it down to what the lowest level I saw was an 8, it went ahead and toned everything out for me.
Okay,